Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another edition, another installment of the Dark Lord of Memes podcast. And it is me, your host, with the most, Dark Lord Ainz. And like every single episode, I'm accompanied with my lovely, beautiful, astonishing, just out of this world beauty. Albedo, how are you?
Blown away.
Wow.
And who says chivalry is dead?
Exactly. Chivalry is not dead here on the Dark Lord of Memes podcast, even though some of the memes we post may not be
anti-feminist.
May not be so chivalrous and So I just want to start off by giving a cheap plug to our awesome Facebook page over on Facebook. You can go find us at Dark Lord of Memes on Facebook and give us a like, give us a 5-star review, and enjoy the memes over there because they're freaking amazing. And also, I'd like to plug the YouTube channel, which is Dark Lord of Memes podcast over on YouTube. Every podcast episode gets uploaded on YouTube as well, so the show's available on multiple platforms. You should be able to access one of them. You can get it on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and basically wherever you get your podcasts. So this week we will be starting off with some anime talk. But before I do that, I definitely have to give a shout out to our top fans over on the Facebook page real quick. So let me just show some acknowledgement to those peeps over there. So shouts out to Megan Blackjade, Trin Walker, Samuel Aguilar, Jorge Fuente, SG Drady, and Balfear Chevy Blackheart. Hold on. Alright. Well, he looks like an interesting fellow. But yeah, so let's start off with anime talk. Like I said, we are going to be talking about, this week we're going to be reviewing the latest episode of My Hero Academia because, in my opinion and in the opinion of Albedo, we would both say that the anime known as My Hero Academia is the number one anime out there in the world right now. I think it firmly has the number one spot. I don't know about the rest of you listening, if you're into anime, if you watch it, but I would think that My Hero firmly sits atop the throne, with threat from Demon Slayer, I might add. I mean, I am even wearing a Demon Slayer 4 as we record this podcast, which is kind of ironic. Shouts out to Chanjiro and Nezuko. But like I said last week, it's only one season of Demon Slayer, so they still got some stuff to go. But I think they do have a movie coming out soon, which I'm very excited for, to see what their movies look like if their animes is already fire. But yeah, I would still say My Hero Academia right now. I mean, all the movies fire. I mean, Heroes Rising, 2 Heroes were both amazing. And let's not forget 4 seasons of great episodes. So yeah, we're just going to be reviewing My Hero this week because it was a pretty big episode. It was a big precursor into something big that's going to be happening. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for next week's episode. And I find myself saying that every week when we watch. So I think that's a very good sign. After we watch an episode, I'm like, man, not only was that episode good, I can't wait for the next episode to, come out. What do you think?
Those shows have to be laced with cocaine or something because I just keep back wanting more.
It's crazy. Like, we have to get them
Like, every single episode just makes me want it more and more and more. And now I think I'm addicted.
I know, because it's just like, and they give you like a little dose each week. They give you one episode a week. They're like, yeah, take this. We're going to give you like 24 minutes and 32 seconds of.
This will be your vice for now.
Yeah, right. We're like, yes.
More, please.
And then when they announce something crazy like a movie or something, you're like, oh, yeah!
Party time!
Exactly. And My Hero's just been crushing it, just absolutely crushing it. So, this week's episode, they announced the new Billboard chart hero rankings.
Yes.
And
I think we already knew that's kind of how the lineup was going to be, but for it to be confirmed, we're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because we were discussing it like beforehand. Like we were saying like, no, Endeavor's definitely going to be number one.
Yes.
And then after that, we kind of just like.
I kind of thought it was going to be the Hawk guy.
Yes, so when I was like looking through the list, and let me pull up the list because I have the top 10 ranks. So they really only showcased the top 10, which, is whatever. I wish they would have like a comprehensive list of like 1 to, I think this is 411 heroes or something like that. I want to see the full list. I want to see everybody.
Yeah.
So hopefully they release that, because I would love to see where people fall. And if like, maybe even they haven't announced this yet, but wouldn't it be cool if like some of the students at UA landed in the top, like, 100 or something, like,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, like, see like Deku probably like at 70 or something, but holy crap, Deku, like.
You go, man.
I don't know if he'd be that high, but I think he could be that high. So, so we definitely knew that Endeavor would be number one, because, the whole episode is about All Might's retiring, and so who's going to be the next symbol of peace? And basically, it's the door's wide open. Like, someone's got to step up. Like, All Might did it for years. He protected everyone. He was like the go-to when like a big crisis came. He went to All Might and he fixed it. Now that that's gone, there's just so much uncertainty now, and it's like, so who's going to step up and be number one? And and Endeavor's number one. He's Shoto Todoroki's dad. Shoto is already a prodigy.
But
he has daddy issues. But
to be the son of
the number one
hero. Like,
do you think that's gonna put? I didn't even think of the pressure of that.
Yeah, and he doesn't use his fire side.
That's crazy. I know. Like, he only uses ice. Like, he's only showcased his ice ability. And I'm just like, what would that look like if they like combine like ice and fire? Like, that would be so freaking.
He's done it a couple of times, but not like.
Yeah, like not. It's mostly ice though. But like he does. I think he's done it like a handful of times, like seasons back. But he hasn't done it for like the last 2 seasons at least.
Yeah.
But it was a while back. So, and the reason why I'm excited because let me get back to the actual episode. So basically, they announced the top 10. I'll go through the top 10 for everybody. So number 10 was the Dragon Hero, Ryu Kyu is her name. And remember her, she was pretty cool. She turns into the dragon. So her quirk is that it's called Unnamed Dragon Quirk, and it gives her the ability to transform into a dragon. And
I'm here for it.
Yeah, like, that's cool. Dragon Hero. It looks pretty cool. Then some of the top 10 are like, we have no clue like what they do, what their quirk is, but they're in the top 10, and I'm excited to see what these guys can do as well. And one of them was number 9, Armored Hero Yoroi Musha. Yeah, Yoroi Musha, and he's like basically a samurai. So we don't know what his abilities are, but he's dressed like a samurai. And then number 8 is Washing Hero Wash. And it's
what?
And so it's this one, and it's just a washer. Like, it's a actual washing machine. I don't know about that one. We'll have to see. I mean, maybe it just like sucks you in like a black hole or something, and I don't know.
Oh, I don't like the way how you say wash.
What, wash? That's how you say it, wash.
I've always, like, my entire family, we pronounce it wash, and, like, I'm so used to just saying wash, and now you're saying washing and wash so many times in one sentence. I'm over here, like, cringing.
Are you serious? But I'm, like, saying it.
It sounds unnatural.
But I'm pronouncing it correctly.
It just sounds so unnatural and dirty.
But you're the one that's saying it wrong. That was my way, naughty and dirty. Oh my god. Okay. I will not say hero number 8. I'll just call him hero number 8 from now on. Hero number 7 is Kamai Woods, who's the guy who's like the wood. He's basically the wood style guy in Naruto.
Yes.
As a hero.
I like both those characters.
Yeah. Hero number 6 is Shield Hero Crust. And so his personality, Crust seems to be an emotional man crying out of sorrow for All Might's retirement and crying in regret of not being involved in the Camino incident, which was like the recent fight with Deku and everyone. But yeah, he's just like, he's crying. So I don't know, maybe he uses the sadder, probably his quirk, the sadder he is, the more stronger he gets. It's probably what I would think that is. It's just my inference. But it's still unknown. But I think that's probably what it is. Number 5 is Rabbit Hero Maruko. I'm excited to see what she does as well. I should be showing you the pictures of all of them.
Dude, she looks badass.
Yeah, she looks awesome. That was Hero 6, Shield Hero. He's the emotional dude. I think it's sad. And then Kamui Woods. And then that's the washing hero. And then, yeah. So, yeah. And then the dragon.
Yeah, she helped rescue Eri.
Yeah, she did. Alright, so hero number 4. We're on number 4, guys. Ninja Hero Edgeshot. He looks awesome. So what is his quirk? Edgeshot can manipulate the thinness of his body and stretch his limbs. He is able to transform faster than the speed of sound. Edgeshot can use his quirk to move around quickly and pierce targets by folding himself into sharp shapes. So he can literally just like pierce you through your heart like instantly. Well, faster than the speed of sound. So he's basically like a speed of sound ninja from One Punch Man. Kinda. Same premise, but like different, ability.
Yeah.
And then number 3, dude, I love Best Jeanist. I love that guy.
I don't.
I don't know why.
He's so weird to me.
He seems like a badass. So Best Jeanist can manipulate fibers at will as long as the person is wearing clothes. He can unravel a part of his clothes into fabric strings and can use them to restrain targets. This quirk works best on denim rather than sweats. This is a powerful ability that catches most off guard. He can manipulate his threads to move very fast, far, thin enough to be nearly invisible and strong enough to easily bind even Nomus. And Nomus was the big, huge black thing that All Might had to fight. That thing was strong.
I like the idea, but how does that work?
I don't know. I just gotta see more.
That's why I don't like it.
So you have to basically, should you fight him completely naked?
Yeah. But still, he can use his own.
He has his own yeah. So I guess it doesn't matter. And then Winged Hero Hawks is number 2. He's the young gun. I think they said he was like 20, 22 or something like that. I forget how. He's like very young. He's like a prodigy.
He's 22. He was 20 when he
Yeah, like first hit the top 10 rankings, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think he opened up his own association at 18, like his own hero association. And I guess he was scouting Shoto, Endeavor's son, to join his hero agency, I believe. So Hawk's quirk grants him hawk-like wings. Hawks is also capable of shooting out his feathers from his wings. As he sheds more feathers, his wings gradually shrink, impairing his flight ability. Hawks is able to telekinetically control the movement of each of them with ease, so he can just move them with his mind. It's pretty cool. Alrighty. And then obviously number one, the new number one, who was in number two for so long.
It's his time to shine.
It is his time to shine. And I cannot wait for his fight with this new Nomu. So back to the Nomus character. Nomus was the creature that the League of Villains created. That I think it can hold like multiple quirks, and it has regenerative.
Yes.
There we go. Abilities. So like when you punch it, it can like self heal. And it's like very difficult to beat. And so another one shows up on the scene, and we know what All Might did. Now let's see what Endeavor can do. He's going to get his shot to fight one. And it looks like it's going to be one-on-one, because I think Hawks is going to like evacuate everyone. So I'm excited. So, you know, we all know Endeavor. He was ranked second of Japan's heroes before taking the number one spot after All Might's retirement. So he has enhanced strength, enhanced pain tolerance, indomitable will, keen intellect, and Hell Flame. Hell Flame. So let me read what Hell Flame is. I'm interested in that. Quirk allows him to produce and manipulate fire at will. His pyrokinetic abilities give him a wide range of ways to use it. He appears to be immune to other flames and can easily control the shape and temperature of the blaze as well. However, using too much of his power can deplete his stamina and ruin his physical functions. Okay. So it's like the more you use it, the, I guess, less effective it becomes. Because it'll drain you.
It'll drain you.
It'll drain you. So yeah, the top 10. So like I said, dude, I cannot wait for next week's episode. Endeavor's about to throw hands. It just makes me wonder, like, I wonder when Shoto's gonna, like, ever, is he ever going to embrace using his fire, like, maybe his dad being number one hero and, like, being an example for others, maybe he'll, like, start to come back around to his dad. I don't know, like, I'm just, like, I'm always curious, like, what their relationship's gonna be, like, if they'll ever be cool again or something, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I want, but we'll see. Well, now that we got the anime talk out of the way, or is there anything? I guess that was pretty much everything for the episode. So yeah, definitely recommend watching My Hero Academia if you haven't already. Just tremendous anime, sits atop the throne. I think Demon Slayer has something to say about that. We'll see. And then Black Clover in a pretty distant third, but still good. Well, not so distant third. All right, so the next topic is going to be pretty much probably me talking about this because, you know, I just wanted to cover why I believe we should protect Lil Uzi Vert at all costs. This is a Lil Uzi Vert public service announcement. So, because he is one of my favorite artists out there currently. And he gets a lot of disrespect. And I'm not here for it. And so I just want to set the record straight on whether you love Lil Uzi, whether you hate Lil Uzi, you should at least respect the man. So, Lil Uzi Vert recently dropped his long-awaited long delayed, longly anticipated Eternal Atake album. An album that we have been clamoring for, the masses have been clamoring for the better part of 3 years. And it finally dropped. I believe it dropped March 6th, because it was supposed to drop on the 13th, but he dropped it a week early and surprised everybody. So that was pretty cool. Right? Right. So let's just do this. See, I'm a man of statistics. I'm a man of numbers. I like proof. So let's get to the numbers, shall we? Eternal Atake, the first half of a 2-part album, opened at number 1 with the equivalent of 288,000 album sales in the United States, including 400 million streams. Let me repeat that number again. 400 million streams. The biggest streaming count for any album since Lil Wayne's long-awaited The Carter 5, which notched 433 million streams in October of 2018. So, by the numbers, like I said, like, you can hate him if you want to, but at least acknowledge the numbers this man is pulling. This guy is a 5'5", 25-year-old Philadelphia rapper, and he's dropping music that's doing bonker numbers, like just crazy numbers we've never seen, right? So the bottom line is, you know, I loved the album. I was not expecting it to be a 2-part album. That took me by surprise, but I liked the Love vs. the World 2 portion of the album better, in my opinion. I thought those songs were better than Eternal Atake, but Eternal Atake was still good. But, you know, Love vs. the World 2 was amazing. And a lot of my favorite songs right now are on that album. So definitely check it out. So, needless to say, you know, the numbers don't lie. The numbers have never lied. And I just think, you know, for all the people who, at least that I've seen a lot recently, a lot of Uzi hate, stop hating on the guy. You can hate him if you want to, but you gotta at least respect that whatever he's doing, if you don't like it, that's cool, but whatever he's got going on, it's working for some reason. So, like, I mean, he's got the secret Krabby formula, like X said. I think he's got the Krabby Patty formula, babe. And X did too. He had the sauce. X was amazing. I wish X was still around. And it makes me sad to think that he's gone, and that Juice is gone, and that Mac Miller's gone. And they're like all my favorites. And now they're just here, not here anymore, so.
You're gonna make me cry.
It's just, I mean, it's true though, like.
Dude, if anything happens to Ski Mask, I'm gonna cry. Like, I'm not gonna get out of bed.
I mean, I would totally understand, because you'd have literally I think this generation's greatest duo, and X and Ski, would be completely gone, and they'd only be around for like a couple years. Few years. And that's why I wanted to bring attention to this as well. And I'm glad we talked about this, is because, like, a lot of rappers that I've loved, you know, growing up and over the years are, like, dying. And it's, like, really sad to, like, say that, like, all these great artists that I just love their music so much. Like, it's so good. And just know that they're, like, gone from this world, and I'll never hear any more music from them again. It's just, like, especially knowing that they were only, like, from 18 to, like, I think Mac was in his early 20s, I think.
I think he was in his late 20s. I think he was like 26.
Really?
26.
I didn't know he made it that
27.
far. He might have, yeah. And then I think X was 20, and then Juice just turned 21 when he passed. And it's just like, and so that's why I wanted to say all this to say is like I wanted to people like I want Lil Uzi to protect himself at all times, because I did watch a video recently, and I watched like a lot of like live videos that like are posted of Lil Uzi, like either fan videos like bumping into him or like saying hi to him in Philadelphia, because he's in the hood like all the time in Philadelphia. Like he's not like he doesn't like, you know, he didn't like flee to like some, I guess, better area. I mean, I know he like goes to like all these like nice places and stuff, but he still like is in like where he grew up from. And so when people bump into him, I often do see him like he does not have like security with him. And like, I mean, you should be like free to like move, you know, on your own, you know. I think that's totally fine, but once you hit like a certain status as well, like I do think like you should take your security into account, because you just never know who you're gonna bump into. You just never know. And in Philadelphia, like I'm sure Philadelphia is a great place. I've never been to Philadelphia. Literally my only
do not bring up Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That's my only perceptive of what Philadelphia is. My only perception. So that's what I think Philadelphia is. So
no.
Based off of that, I just want him to be careful and to take precautions.
Don't let Frank run up on him.
Yeah, not without like a big bodyguard with him, because like I said, he's a 5'5" dude. Like he's very tiny. Like I just want him to be safe. So, and sometimes I do see him, like he does have security with him, but just not all the time. And I think it needs to be more like wherever he goes, at least like one or two like with him, because you just never know what crazy person you'll bump into. So yeah, not to like get on like a high horse and like preach like why Lil Uzi is like, you know, one of the best rappers or anything, but just saying like he's one of my favorites, and a lot of my favorites are dying, and I just want him to be safe, because like I want all like, and this goes all not just rapper to like, I want this message just to go to Uzi, like all the rappers I love, like Ski, Uzi, like Trippy, like, you know, everyone I listen to, Tekka, like Leroy, like the kid Leroy, like all the guys I like. Just be careful, like be mindful, you know, make sure you got good people around you as well. That's very important. People you can count on, and, you know, good security, definitely good security, like people that will take bullets for you. So with that being said, I think it's time to get into our third topic of this week's episode, which is a very interesting topic.
Political.
Very political. Very, very political. And I'm hoping this stirs up like a debate in the comment section. Because I wanna hear like what people actually think about this topic. And I feel like it doesn't really get touched on enough, or at all, really. Maybe there's a reason for that, but we're gonna find out why not. And I just want to like see. I hope, like I said, I want this to hopefully create debate in the comments, and I just want to see where people stand on this from around the world, not just our perspective.
Yeah.
So the topic is.
How did we even get on this topic anyway?
So I don't remember how we like thought like we were going to bring this on the podcast. It was a revelation we had a while ago, and it was during like a conversation like when you were talking about the Big Show wanting to pick you up. Can we tell that?
Oh my god.
Or no?
Sure. But it's not a weird fetish, okay? Stop calling it that. I talked to a couple of my coworkers at work, and I was like, my boyfriend thinks I'm weird for this, so can I get some honest feedback?
Did you get feedback from people?
Yeah, and I was like, is it weird that I want the Big Show? Okay, so do you guys know who the Big Show is? Like, and I'm like, so one of the moves.
So tell if you don't know who the Big Show is, tell them.
So like one of the moves that he does is he just puts like his whole ass hand on someone's face and just lifts them, and they're like holding on to him and everything. Like he just lifts them up off the ground. Like this dude's 7 foot, like 300 pounds and shit. So I'm telling
500.
Like I was telling them like all of that information, and I was like, so my boyfriend thinks it's weird that I want him to like lift me up like that.
But like by your face?
Yeah, because it's like one of the moves he does. It just looks so cool.
So like obviously the Big Show is a professional wrestler. If you don't know who the Big Show is, like where have you been the last 20 years?
Dude, my coworker didn't know who the Big Show was. She's like, she's like, my sister's into wrestling. I'm not. I don't even know who the Big Show is.
So the Big Show is a great performer, a professional wrestler in the WWE for like the last 20 plus years. You know, veteran, and he's getting his own Netflix sitcom TV show, which obviously Albedo wants to check out because she is chomping at the bit to get some new Big Show content.
I do not have a fetish for this man. Okay,
no.
Leave me alone.
But this is the topic. Like, but I do think it's funny how you'd want to be Rey Mysterio just being picked up from the face. Like, I wonder if anyone's ever asked Rey Mysterio what that feels like.
Dude, I need to.
Because he just like picks him up and holds him. Like, he's like, what is like?
Like I need to hit up Rey Mysterio. Like, man, what does it feel? What does it feel like to be picked up by Big Show? I need answers.
Right, I need answers if it's not gonna happen. That's what I said. You should go to train to be a wrestler.
And then just like.
And then you can meet the Big Show and you can ask him like, can you
lift me up like by my face? And then after he just puts me down, I'm like, okay, guys, I quit. This is all I wanted.
But you were showing so much promise. Like you were having great matches. Yeah, but
I just wanted to be picked up by the face by Big Show, and I figured this was the only way to do it.
Like, so you don't want to be a superstar? I guess not. No.
My life is complete. I don't think I can wake up every day if it's not for the goal that I already completed.
But imagine having a wrestling match. Imagine being in a wrestling match where the Big Show does that to you, and like, what was that? Like he picks you up by the head in front of like 20,000 people and like tosses you across the ring.
Dude,
you're spinning. You would like spin like a disc probably.
That'd be so fun. I would just immediately be ragdolled.
He'd literally ragdoll you. He'd literally ragdoll you. That's crazy. Like you become a literal ragdoll.
Like, dude, I'm smaller than Rey Mysterio, bruh. Like, he's messed up Rey Mysterio. I'm smaller than that.
That's crazy to think about, yes. He would just, like, have no problem.
He would yeet me.
He'd, like, throw you like a frisbee. But anyways, let's get back to the topic. So the topic that we're going to discuss is circumcision. Yay or nay?
Nay.
So, Albedo, I think I wanted you to take like the first like lead on this. So like I just want you to like give like the general argument of like why you are nay for circumcision.
Okay, first of all, I don't remember how we got onto this topic.
I don't remember either, but
you were like, dude, we need to add this to the podcast.
Yeah, because like, it's interesting.
Okay, and now that I'm here, I feel weird. Like, talking in our bedroom about this type of shit, that's like so much easier. But basically...
Oh, before you start, I just want to say that's a killer shirt, by the way.
Thanks. It's cats in the shape of a skull.
I know, I love that shirt.
Just for you people at home that don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But, so, the reason why like I'm against circumcision personally is because, you know, a lot of arguments against abortion is like the baby's gonna feel pain, that's a human, but then why do you do stuff like take 20,000 nerve endings off your baby's son? Like, you say he's not gonna remember the pain and stuff, but like,
you don't know.
But exactly, and like there's babies that go deaf from it, there's babies that have like that bleed to death from it.
That was the one that I didn't know that like blew my mind that you told me.
Yeah, like there's like
that's crazy.
There's a lot of babies that end up dying.
People get sued for that
stuff. For malpractice, yeah, but half the time it doesn't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
And there's just babies being strapped down to like tables and stuff, so they'll be strapped down, they'll have like the skin that's so the skin doesn't defuse until like they're older. So when they're babies you can't peel it back, so they force it and they rip it off and they just cut that off, and like babies will scream so loud they go deaf because like they will like
that is such
that
sounds like such a painful process.
It is. Like,
I could not imagine. Like, it's got to be worse than that process for a baby. I would imagine has to be.
It's stressful. Like, there are babies that go into like heart attacks and cardiac arrests and stuff. Babies going deaf. Babies bleeding to death. That'd
probably be like 10 times the pain of like giving birth or something.
So they don't do it like days after the baby's born. Sometimes you have to like schedule it for months after. And there are women that are talking about how their sons were like peaceful babies, really happy babies, and then after that happened, they completely changed.
Swear.
And then like moms are talking about how they regret ever getting their baby circumcised, and how only one of their sons, the oldest, is circumcised, the rest of them aren't.
Because they were so happy. And so like this is what I want to think. I'm glad we like. That was a great summary, by the way. And so like that's why I think that's when we got to thinking like I don't think I would do that now.
Oh, I think we're on the topic of having like a son.
Yeah.
Like we're on the topic of like if we have a kid, like would we circumcise them? And I think that's what got us talking.
Yeah. And so I think now that I know all the information that I know, because I was pretty in the dark on it. Like I had no prior knowledge. I just knew like it was just like a thing. Like I just felt like people were getting circumcised, and you know it was like weird if you weren't circumcised. Like that's basically been my whole upbringing has kind of been like that. So like, and I guess it was just purely for like cosmetic reasons, because like people thought like uncircumcised looks like unappealing and stuff, and some girls do like come out and say like they have problems with like it uncircumcised, which honestly I think that's like very superficial. And I mean, if you love somebody or like you care enough for somebody to like engage in that act, then like why should that, the way it looks like.
And besides, like, even during intercourse,
it's natural.
That foreskin's going to pull back and it's not going to be noticeable. Only the head of the penis will be.
So, like, I mean,
it's not even noticeable if they're not. It's only noticeable if they're, like, unerect. But if they're erect, it's not noticeable.
So, I don't know. I think there needs to be some kind of movement made.
There is.
There is? I want to join this movement. I want to join whatever the movement is for circumcision. Like, I am totally anti-circumcision now. I don't.
Dude, so many countries like have banned circumcision.
Yeah, it should be banned.
In a lot of countries, there's female circumcision as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so they will like. So that's banned. Like, that's banned in America. Like, you can't circumcise a female in America, but you can still circumcise a male. So, and when you circumcise a man, you're taking 20,000 nerve endings from him. 20,000
nerve endings. Like, imagine having those nerve endings.
Like, that's why I'm not going to get into that discussion, but that's why a lot of erectile dysfunction happens.
Yeah. Dude, that's so freaking. We got to get rid of circumcision for men.
And like
we have to.
Yeah, but some countries still practice like circumcising.
So like, what are
girls.
the so I guess what we need to do, and I guess I can defer to you on this because like I'm not sure what the entire argument for is. Like I know like people get circumcised, they want their son circumcised for like hygiene, right? Like I guess they claim that it's easier to clean down there.
All right, so a lot of guys they don't have very good hygiene. Men have very poor hygiene, and that's how like a lot of guys end up with acne and like just really gross. Ugh.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys just don't know how to take care of themselves, and they're pretty lazy with it. Like, 3-in-1 fucking shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, Ugh. Like...
You're, like, so disgusted.
I know, but... when it comes to, like, circumcision, a lot of them say, like, it's just easier to clean and shit because they don't know how to clean themselves in general, all you really have to do is just like wipe. You can just like take a Q-tip and just like wipe in there and get all that stuff out. Like it's not a force.
Right, that's super easy.
Yeah, you don't have to like peel it back or anything or do anything too tricky. Just get a Q-tip and just swipe around. Like it's not that bad. So with that being said, like, a lot of the times, another argument is STDs. Like, circumcising, does help the control of STDs.
Really?
Because, hygiene. Like, guys just don't know how to clean themselves, so they don't know how to properly clean down there. But you can still wear a condom,
Right.
You should always wear a condom if you're not with someone that you...
plan on building a future around.
Yeah. And...
Oh, I summarized that, like, very good.
Yeah. Like, so STDs can usually just be avoided by, condoms and stuff.
So we need to be preaching using more condoms. And
if you have those 20,000 nerve endings, like, a condom's not going to be nothing.
Right. Man, 20,000. I just feel like that's a lot of nerve endings just gone.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know. Just, like, that's so many nerve endings to just take off. Like, I can just imagine, like, the excruciating pain a baby must be, like, going through, just having this, like, ripped away. Ugh. That's traumatic.
Yeah, sometimes...
That's torture.
Yeah, sometimes they go with the tying off method. And they'll just, like, tie a string, and the string will eventually cut off the circulation until it falls off.
Wow.
Like, can we just talk about how disgusting these are?
These methods are just barbaric. I don't know why
And a baby can't take anesthetic either. So during that entire process, they feel everything.
God, I didn't even think, like, that just puts it into more perspective. Like, I mean, they're feeling absolutely every single decibel of, like, pain. Like,
yeah.
It's incredible. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine, like, I don't want to imagine.
And then there are times when, like, it does get infected because it's an open wound.
Yeah,
that's like in a diaper, and a lot of parents don't properly take care of it, and it ends up resulting in stuff like it gets infected, they have to try to take care of the infection, some shit goes wrong, like...
There needs to be a law passed that bans the practice of male circumcision.
Yes.
Like, I think that needs to be a thing. It needs to be done away with. The arguments for, hygiene are dumb. Don't
wash yourself.
Just literally practice better hygiene. Like, I'm not gonna, no. That's lazy and that's stupid. And That's just how I feel about that.
Like, do you see how much products like women use just for hygiene versus men? They have like 1 tube of fucking shampoo.
Yeah, the ratio is probably like 5 to 1 or something.
Like, I have so much stuff in our like bathroom.
I know. You do.
And, like, I use it all, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. It's good to take care of yourself. So, I guess that's our little rant on that. You know where we stand on the issue. Where do you guys stand? Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. Do you want circumcision to stick around? Or
dude,
should it
do
be
you know
gone?
how that all started?
No.
Oh, dude, do you know the Kellogg cereal cornflakes?
Yeah.
So they ended up inventing that cereal so men wouldn't be aroused, and then they ended up thinking, like, taking off, because, you know, it's a sin to touch yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So cornflakes are supposed to be a bland cereal, so if you eat it, you don't feel aroused, and it keeps your sexual urges down.
Wait, is this true?
Yeah, and then a wave of circumcision just hit because everyone was like, oh no, our sons are gonna end up, you know, going to hell.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what happened in America anyway. But, you know, up until that point, like, only Jewish people would do it.
Right. Yeah.
And then for our final topic.
Oh God, the king of all topics, and and it is a king. So, I mean, I'm the Dark Lord of memes, but I gotta, even I have to bow down to
this king,
to the king, and recognize real. Wow.
The power he holds.
Yeah, it's ungodly.
Like the king of all memes. Like no one could live their life.
Like he just came out of nowhere, and probably now you don't know who we're talking about, but if you do, this guy, he is the king of everything right now. He just came into 2020 with no abandon.
Like literally nothing. He just
didn't care. Didn't care about Corona going on. He was gonna make his mark, and he did. He made his mark.
We're all just stuck inside because of Corona and stuff, and then
we get blessed. We get blessed
Netflix
with the gospel.
Is just like, here, you guys want to watch a show about a dude who's gay. He's got a mullet, mohawk.
He lives in Oklahoma.
He runs a sanctuary for tigers. He's probably killed a couple of them.
He killed 5. He said he euthanized 5.
Yeah.
Euthanized.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we are talking about obviously the great new crime. What is it? Like a true
I have
crime
no clue what to call it. It has everything.
Like
it has murder. It has suspense. It has.
I kind of want to fuck around and watch it again, low key, but
yeah, honestly,
it's like it's so like the story is so
dude, it's
insane.
literally just it's Florida man on meth on steroids in Oklahoma. A gay polyamorous man that just runs a tiger sanctuary, toting guns and shit.
So we're talking about the great Tiger King, Joe Exotic. So Joe Exotic, wow. I just want to say, so, you know, coronavirus is going on, you know, the world's in shambles, and yet this man still, like, finds a way to just give you 7 hours of just just great. Like, you can't write any better content than this. It's all real.
You couldn't script it if you wanted.
This cannot come from the mind of anyone. This is all real. Like, this is crazy.
Even on like LSD and shrooms and stuff, you could never imagine.
You would not come up with this stuff. So basically what I got from the gist of it was Joe Exotic. So he bought this It used to be a horse farm, but he converted it into the pet tiger pet sanctuary. Where basically he brought in tourists from all over the place would come and pet these tigers, take pictures with the tigers. Obviously, that's like a huge, it's basically like a home zoo. And he had people working there for him. Yes, he was gay. And
yes, he did drugs a couple times.
Yes, he admitted to doing meth, cocaine. I think he did like some other stuff too.
He probably did ketamine, I bet. He looks like someone that would do ketamine.
That was brought. I think ketamine was mentioned in this document at one point, so I think you're right. I remember that. So he runs this tiger sanctuary, but he's in this blood feud, this rivalry with. Oh, go ahead. I'll continue. She has to take a potty break. So basically, he's in this blood rivalry with Carol Baskin. Now, Carol Baskin is the leader, president, I think, and CEO of Big Cat Rescue. And they basically go around the country, I think the world. They lobby at the White House to save big cats that I guess are under. They're not in the wild. They're in captivity. So. And then it also brought up the statistic that there are more domesticated tigers. And when I say domesticated, I mean tigers in captivity, I should say. There are more tigers in captivity in the U.S. than there are tigers in the wild. So I think they said there were 4,000 tigers in the wild, and in the United States, I think it was said like 8 to 10,000. So that is just a crazy difference in how many tigers there are in captivity versus the wild. That just blew my mind. So I guess she's going around trying to rescue the tigers, but within her mission, basically her mission involves destroying the livelihood of Joe Exotic. And when you go after someone's livelihood, so how they make their money, how they make their living, how they function, obviously there's going to be resentment and hatred. But this documentary just took it to a whole nother level of just unbridled hatred for one another. Numerous death threats made by Joe Exotic to Carol Baskin, blowing up a sex doll and shooting it, and the dildo that was put in her mouth, and it was very graphic. So they basically have this blood feud. But, I don't want to get into like how it ends, but that's basically the premise, is the battle between Carol Baskin, who has an interesting side story in her own. She has a husband, Howard, but we all know that she killed her ex-husband, Don. What was his name? Don something. What was her ex-husband's name? He was a multimillionaire. But we all know she killed him. I think she fed him to the lions. We all know it. Cardi B knows it. She fell to the tigers. And I think she said in the actual documentary, I'm not sure, but I think she said, "How would you kill someone by feeding them to the tigers? Cover them in sardine oil or something like that?" And then I was like, "That's barely specific, Carol." But shit, I cannot remember. But her husband was super rich. Carol. Let me look it up real quick. First husband. Don Lewis. Yeah, so he was a multimillionaire. But I guess they were having troubles, and he wanted to leave the marriage. And I guess apparently he actually went to close family and friends saying she had threatened his life and stuff. And that if he left, she was going to kill him or whatever. But there's so much intrigue and just mystique around this. So I just wanted to kind of go through the characters and what we thought of each, because each character is just so uniquely different, I guess.
So uniquely brilliant.
Yeah, everyone is I don't know. This place is just you can't, like I said, you couldn't really think this up. This is all real. So I'm trying to find the. Okay, so obviously we have Joe Exotic. So what did you think about Joe Exotic?
Oh my god. What?
Oh no, let's do it from like, can we do it from like least to like most?
Yeah. I don't think we should start off on Joe Exotic.
No. Definitely not.
That did not sound good.
What was that?
I have no clue. It sounded like a gunshot.
It did sound loud. I didn't know if it was like thunder or something. Alright, John Finley. What did you think about John Finley? So this is John Finley. He was the ex-husband of Joe, who turned out to not be gay at all.
Well, there were two of them, but I thought he was pretty chill, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously did a lot of meth.
Yeah.
His teeth were, and I definitely want to rewatch this to like see if there's anything I missed the first time around.
Yeah, definitely.
So I definitely want to rewatch it because I think I'd learn more. I think I'd learn more from a second
go around.
Definitely. But yeah, John was, he was okay. Aside from his teeth, I thought he was a pretty chill guy. Rob Kirkman, the guy who was like recording everything, he came off kind of creepy.
He came off like very much just an annoying, cranky old man.
Yeah, like I didn't really care about him. And then we had Saf, which her story, man, like was insane. Gets her arm ripped off.
Oh.
That was crazy. What'd you think about Saf?
I liked them overall. I think it was kind of stupid that they just stuck their hand in a tiger cage.
Yeah.
But.
Alright, and then Carol Baskin. I don't even need to show you her.
I hate Carol Baskin.
I think we all hate Carol Baskin.
She murdered her ex-husband, you know.
So like, here's the thing. Like, they're. I don't know. That's why I say I need to watch it again because I mean Carol Baskin, I think her cause, while noble, she's like benefiting from it like in a weird way. But Carol Baskin, the only reason I really don't like her is because I do think like she killed her husband. I think she just did.
She's out to get Joe Exotic though.
Yeah, she is.
Her husband's definitely a cook.
Oh, Howard.
Dude, he has to just like watch her get banged by other dudes while he just is in the corner.
I was gonna say we talked about that. Like, I think he definitely came off as one of those type of guys.
Definitely.
What it really made me remind me of was the Jerry's parents from Rick and Morty. Like, I think that's exactly the situation they're probably in where. If you remember that episode,
yeah, she just had like that.
She had the black guy, like, was like her new life partner, and like, I guess when they were doing it, he was just in the closet dressed like Superman, the husband.
You were like, I wonder if he actually does wear the Superman costume.
I gotta know. So yeah, that's what I
have questions I need answers, Howard.
That's what I think about you, Howard. And then Joe Exotic.
Where do we begin with this myth? The man, the legend.
I just don't know where to start. I mean,
well, first of all, he's a meth-toting, gun-holding gay.
Ran for governor, president.
Joe 2020.
Oh God! I just read recently that he filed like a $94 million civil rights lawsuit. Don't know where that's gonna go, but that is a lot of money.
What happened?
Cardi B also said she's gonna set up a GoFundMe to get him out of jail. So don't know how that's gonna go. But Joe Exotic is just.
I've
never seen anything like him.
Oh man.
He's like all the people at the park were saying. He basically thinks he's the star of his own show. And like time and time again, it was proven like he's not a star, and like the attention should have been on the Tigers and not like him trying to like build the brand for himself. And so I think that hurt his ego a lot. But I don't think we can talk about this show without at least touching on briefly Travis Maldonado.
Oh.
I just want to take this time. Like that was actually like very sad. Like I was not expecting the show to get this deep. But I do want to. Do you mind like if we give a moment of silence for Travis Maldonado?
Yes.
So that was for you, Travis. Just to give you a little moment of silence there. That was crazy, and just the fact of the
like
security video to follow it too.
You can't say that was an accident, though.
No, it was.
No, you can't say like someone that's in great distress jokingly holding a gun
and
to
like
their
actually
head, pulling
the trigger. Yeah.
Like whether
like,
he meant to kill himself in that moment or not, you can definitely tell someone like that is contemplating it.
Yeah. It was just like, I mean, it was obviously ultimately it was ruled an accidental suicide because, like in the, I think he said like it couldn't fire if he had like the magazine out, so he like took the clip out and shot, but there were bullets in the chamber. I guess he didn't know there were. So, and then like the security footage of the guy who was in the room when he did it, that just like stared at him and was like in complete shock. Like as soon as it happened, like me and him had like I feel like we had like the same face on.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
Just like,
I think we all like shared that same look. As soon as you saw like the flash from that gun, you just immediately was like.
We just like me and you just looked at each other like I remember just like we were looking like wow, like
you guys actually showed that.
It was very
like he literally.
I definitely will put a disclaimer like just I don't know what episode it's in. I think it's like later in the show, probably like midway. But if you are, I guess not squeamish, but like sensitive to that kind of like content, that graphic content, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's pretty. I guess it is pretty graphic. Not graphic, but disturbing, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't really show anything.
It wasn't. Yeah, it doesn't show anything, but
you
so I can't say it's graphic. But
you still understand what's going on.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that and prepare accordingly.
But he throughout the whole thing, like they just mentioned like Travis is not gay. Travis is a straight guy. You know, like Joe lured him in with meth. And weed. Like knew that he had
weed was big too. He was like complaining to the guy. He was like, I don't. He was like, how's your day go? I was like, fine, but I don't have enough weed or something like that. So he lured him in with like drugs, gave him whatever he wanted.
Yeah, and like they even said like Joe was the kind of person to find someone broken and just fill that hole.
Mm-hmm. Like whatever their need was, like he'd fill it, and then they'd be loyal to him.
Yeah. So. I feel like a lot of that.
He was very toxic, actually.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of that genuinely did. You know, I feel like Travis. He even said like he wasn't allowed to leave. Mm-mm. He couldn't go anywhere. He had to stay on the premise and everything. And I feel like a lot of that. I don't think that was an accident.
Yeah, I just like wonder like what he was probably like going through like mentally, because like.
A lot of those videos weren't very flattering for him.
Mm-mm. And yeah, they weren't.
You
like
could tell, like
he looked
destroyed.
So innocent though. Like when they first introduced him, and like he has that like smile, and like I was like, oh, this kid looks like he has like a bright future ahead of him, and then it just ends so tragically.
Yeah, and then like a lot of the newer videos and stuff just showed him like looking destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and remember he like went off and like started punching his RV at one part, and he was like, he basically said like he doesn't care about any of my problems or my feelings or anything. Like, he doesn't care. So I think he was like in a very bad headspace, definitely.
Yeah.
And what really like pissed me off was that I think that Joe Exotic, while he might not have directly killed Travis, indirectly,
He
I
was
think
definitely a cause.
he was definitely a cause, definitely a cause. And the fact that he was like so distraught, and then like at the funeral he like performs,
and then talks about like Travis's balls in his face.
Yeah, and like literally, it just seemed like it was all for show and an act.
Yeah.
And then he finds a new guy 2 months later and gets married 2 months
and invites Travis's mom.
And then it wasn't even a wedding; they just took a picture.
Yeah.
So he posted it. So it was like, oh, if Travis's mom's okay with it, I guess it's okay. And like, haven't heard from him since.
Like, imagine your son dying and the person that's supposed to love him is just...
So I thought the whole show, honestly, like after watching, I thought it was just like a huge dose of karma, like hitting Joe all at once.
Yeah, I don't think he deserves to be freed.
Me either. I was just thinking about that with the whole Cardi B thing. I was like, I don't think he should be out. He's very like he might be entertaining. I will say that, but he's very toxic.
So many people's lives.
Yeah, he's toxic.
He brought his parents down, like his parents.
And I think like he destroyed his parents, brought them into his stuff. Was just like forcing his mom to sign shit.
Like their house was being threatened to be taken away, like all their furniture and stuff.
And he paid for the big thing was that he paid for campaign things with money from his own business. You can't do that. Like he was just doing like so much illegal shit. Like he deserves all of it.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. I mean, he was very entertaining. I loved the show, but like he needs to do the time.
Yeah, like he was a very shit person.
And it's only like 22 years. Like, you probably should have got more than that, for real.
Yeah, definitely.
You should have definitely got more than that. But he still has a chance, I guess, to live and come out, I guess. I don't know how old he is now.
I don't know.
But I'd imagine he probably still, like...
I think he's in his 40s.
Probably like 40s or 50s, yeah. So, we'll see. But... I guess that's all the topics for this week. Definitely recommend watching Tiger King. I think we might actually rewatch it here soon. Because it's definitely worth it. I just recommended it to my mother recently. I hope she watches it because it's worth it.
Oh man, we have to talk to her about it if she does.
Yeah, it's so insane. It's so.
We have to. Oh, you should ask your mom to watch it and then come on our show with us.
Oh, we should. Yeah, we should have. I think they do that new. Do they have the Netflix watch thing together? Like you can watch with people online.
I don't know.
We could like watch it together, like virtually. Like, what do you think about this, Mom? Because I wonder what she would think.
We just need to call her one day and just be like, hey, like, do you want to be on our podcast and tell us what you think about Tiger King?
Yes. We'll book it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the content this week. We hope you enjoyed the content over on the Facebook page. And like I said, make sure to go give us a like over there. If you type in just Dark Lord of Memes on Facebook in the search bar, our page will pop up. Give us a like, give us a 5 out of 5 rating. It really goes a long way in helping the show grow and the page grow. And also, like I said, every podcast episode is uploaded on our YouTube channel, which is Dark Lord of Memes Podcast. So head on over to Dark Lord of Memes Podcast on YouTube and subscribe and like and leave a comment. Let us know what you think of the show. It's also available wherever you get podcasts. Like I said, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. Doesn't matter. So thank you guys so much And you guys have a lovely day.